Hi, I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to be going through my running warm-up routine. So for me, the warm-up is a crucial part of running, as tempting as it is just to get out the door and go straight for it, go straight for that run. I think I've learned in the past, learned the hard way that, yeah, that's not the best way to go about things. So I'm going to be demonstrating my warm-up routine I've been doing for a good number of years now, and I find it to be really effective. So yeah, let's get into it. To get the body ready to run, I always start with a walk. So first up, it's 3.5 minutes of walking. So obviously if I showed the full 3.5 minutes of me walking around in circles, I think that'd be some pretty dull viewing. So I'll keep this footage short and just say it really is just about getting that process started, getting the muscles moving, getting some blood flowing and getting ready. What I also like to do towards the end of the 3.5 minutes is just to increase the pace of the walk, just as preparation for the next part of the routine. So after doing 3.5 minutes of walking, I keep the movements going and I go straight into 3.5 minutes of light jogging. Progressing onto a jog here, and it just is that continuation of getting those muscles moving, getting them warmed up, getting them ready. Same rules apply here. 3.5 minutes of me jogging around in circles would be terrible YouTube, I think. So I'll keep this one short as well. What I would say is that obviously I'm filming this outside, but if space is limited, you can, absolutely jog on the spot, which is what I do during this clip at one point. So once the 3 minutes and 30 of jogging's up, I go straight into the next and final section, which is some dynamic stretching and dynamic movements. First off is a toe walk, which is basically as it sounds. You just get up onto your toes and start walking forward. I like to do about 20 to 30 seconds of this, and I find that really helps get the calf muscles nice and warm and prepared. Next up, we've walked on the toes, now it's the heels. So again, it's a heel walk, and it really is as simple as it sounds. Just go back onto your heels and just start walking. So again, this is targeting the lower part of the legs here, getting them nice and warm. Again, another 20 to 30 seconds on this. After that, it's onto a side ankle walk, and this is where you're going to be walking on the outside edges of your feet, and you're just going to walk forward. What I really like about this exercise is that sometimes you find that the pavements aren't always level, and anytime I've landed slightly awkwardly, and I'm always grateful that I did this exercise. Just a slight word of warning on this one: if you are wearing some high stack shoes that aren't the most stable, you could always leave this particular stretch out. It's moving up the muscle groups, and it's onto some walking quad stretches. So again, just moving forward here, not holding the stretch too long, not pulling back too much on the foot there, just getting that through that range of motion. After that, it's straight on to some walking lunges. So just walking forward with the lunges here, keeping that front knee behind the toes. And for me personally, I don't mind that back knee not touching the ground. It's just about getting that range of motion going. After the lunges, it's straight on to some leg swings. I like to do between 12 and 14 on each leg here, and always like to use a wall just to for balance. If you've run out of walls, then you can always do this freestanding, but I find using the wall there just helps for balance. Moving on to some hip openers here, so bringing the knee up, moving outwards, and then bringing it back down. I like to do about 7 on each side. Straight on to some hip closers, which is basically the opposite of the openers really. So you're going to start with the knee up and on the outside, swing it round and bring it back down. Again, 7 on each side. So that's the routine I do for all my steady runs, the long runs, the recovery runs, anything like that. If the run I'm going to do is a faster effort, if it's a tempo run or some interval work, or if it's a race, I'll add 4 things onto that routine. So the first thing I add is time. So the 3.5 minutes for the walk and the jog, that will become 4 minutes, or if it's a race, it'll become 5 or 6 minutes. And again, with the dynamic stretches and the dynamic movements, I'll add anything between 10 to 30 seconds onto each one of those. Again, it's just to make sure that the body is as prepared as it can be for what's to come. I'll then add another 2 dynamic movements. The first of these additional dynamic movements is what I call the third step lift. It's taking 2 steps, and then on what would be the third step, you bring the knee up. So drive the knee up, the opposite arm comes up, mimicking the running motion. The second and final additional dynamic movement is just some butt kicks. So the final thing I add onto the routine is some strides. I like to do between 6 and 8 20-second strides with between 40 seconds and a minute recovery in between each stride. So your strides are those shorter, faster bursts of running where you stay nice and light on your feet. And I just find that helps really sort of prime you for those faster efforts. So yeah, that's the routine. Hopefully this was useful, and thank you so much for watching. And yeah, thank you. Take care.